Talking Normies podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we need to pivot that. What up, everybody? It's us. We're back for the Talking Normies podcast. Brah, brah, brah.
What it do?
It's one of my favorite things to do, and I think you guys don't get the reference because you haven't gotten to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine yet.
I have not. I've seen a lot of shorts of like funny moments.
You guys don't get to
like the lineup scene where they start singing NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
Tell me why.
Shorts aren't the show.
It was
What
never
the
watched
fuck?
the whole show. The show.
Yeah, I started and then I stopped because it was one of those things where we're like, we'll probably do it one day.
Yeah. Right. So we say about everything.
Watch it anyway.
That's the oppressive nature of the channel. So the way to fix that is to just, wait and be patient.
I missed out on something.
That's why I watched Supercell.
Love, Death, Robots. Never watched it.
You could watch it now.
I know, but it's like I have ADHD, dude.
Yeah,
if it's
now
like
why?
it's in the past now. Like it's
gone. Doesn't exist.
I'll get around to it when I get around to it. Like it's gone. It's a relic of history now.
Good
Weird.
show,
really good. You can
I
just
only move
watch it.
forward.
Sure. Anyway, today's podcast, we will be discussing the movie Spy, other random things, and then talking with the creators of the movie that we watched last week. That movie was a short film called Strange Fruit, a hip opera. We're going to be talking with the creators of that.
It was pretty good. It was a short one, too. I liked it. I've watched it multiple times because of the
length of it?
Yeah, the length. It's an 8-minute video there.
But before we get to that, there's all sorts of other things to talk about, and someone's going to think of that while I fix the camera.
Should we talk about podcast updates or what?
Yeah, we do have some podcast updates.
Or should we, Chris?
Or should we wait?
Chris?
Because there will be some.
But are we okay to talk about it? Yeah, go for it. Oh, okay. Hey guys, what's up?
There will be some restructuralization.
Yeah, who's in chat right now? We're gonna do some things with the podcast. And I'm pulling up the chat right now.
All right, so we're going to be making some changes on the podcast. Things are going to be slightly different. This is probably the last week we're doing movies. I know. You guys are sad. We're all sad about it. It's no longer a movie club.
Yeah.
Now it's just a club.
So all the time.
We're going to, instead of the podcast being posted on the Talking Normies channel, it's not set in stone yet, but we're considering absorbing it onto Normies After Dork because we've got a little bit more traffic there, and we just think that it'll help viewership, and it'll also add some consistent content to that channel. So we're just considering moving it to a different channel. It'll also be a little bit of a hard reset, not really.
It's a light. So here's the other thing.
It's a light reset. It's going to be the same podcast, but we're just going to focus on just kind of the things that we're good at, because Chris, you felt like the movie thing is just kind of tacked on or whatever. I
enjoy doing the movie thing, but I feel like, asking everybody to watch a movie every week feels like homework, and no one wants to do homework.
It is homework. But I liked it.
I like watching.
I really enjoyed enjoyed Wes Anderson month. But no,
I'd like to let you know that I'm so serious about this that we're skipping Halloween month, which is objectively the best amount of movies.
We don't have to do
sense.
that. I mean, we could.
I'm not going to be here. I don't know that.
Oh yeah, that's
the feel
true.
for it.
Okay, we'll do something. But we're just getting our creative juices flowing. So we're just we're doing some bold moves with the podcast. The boldest might be just moving channels.
Yeah.
Oh, the other boldest is that we're not going to be live.
Yeah.
We're going to go live once a month.
Yes.
You guys don't need to see us live.
Yeah.
You can listen. No, I know.
We're going to go pre-recorded because it's going to be... It's just... There's so much in our schedule right now that it's hard to do all of the things well. And so I think our ambition often outperforms our abilities. So we have to be realistic about our resources and what we can and can't do. So I think going pre-recorded and giving one... live episode a month is going to be good.
And we'll make sure we put a little extra sauce on that live one.
And we're focusing on more production value. I mean, we did a pretty good job with the set and this whole green screen spiel thing we got going on here. So it's all good improvements. Hopefully you guys will fuck with it.
Yeah. Well, that's it for live updates. You guys will see it as it's coming along. There'll be more.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get into the movie, though, because I'm sure you all can tell that we started late.
We just got done watching Penguin.
We did.
Yo.
Penguin, boy.
Penguin is really,
banger, bro.
really good. I am so surprised how good it was.
I mean, Colin Farrell killed it.
Colin Farrell killed it, but there's another girl that killed it, Sophia.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The
I think,
mother from How I Met Your Mother.
yeah, bro. Her acting.
Really?
Spoilers.
Bro.
Damn.
Her acting. She could play the role that she was playing. I could not believe she could play that role coming from a sitcom.
Redemption for her. I don't know what happened to the guy that played Ted Mosby.
He was actually, I think I looked this up
That
semi-recently.
was
He
his
was big
final
into stage plays before that. I think he still does
I
plays.
think he's like a
Nice.
stage actor.
Yeah, Christina Milioti.
Malati.
Yeah.
So she's actually Italian.
Maybe. I don't know her heritage. Oh, man, did you guys see Palm Springs?
No.
Spring.
She's in his movie Palm Springs with Andy Samberg. And J.J. Simmons in it.
It's
It came
gotta
out
be
in
funny.
2020, and it's a time travel loop movie. It's really
my
fun.
God, I'll watch
So
it.
Andy
came out
Samberg
early.
is the guy who does Hot Rod or Hot Ron.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, you guys were just talking about Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Nine.
yeah.
Anyway, that's it. So, yeah, what did you guys think? She's also the OG wife from Wolf of Wall Street.
She was?
Don't
He
remember
leaves
that.
her for Margot Robbie.
Damn.
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 Oh wow. Damn.
Choices.
Palm Springs was indeed really good.
This movie was a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be.
Spy.
I liked it.
Yeah?
Overall, I liked it. Enjoyed it. It was a good time. It was a good parody of like every action movie ever.
I've seen
I
the
mean,
movie
James Bond.
maybe like 12, 20 times, and there's a different scene where I will cry laughing at every time still. Like,
Which
it's
one?
Just any, like randomly just throughout the movie.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
something will. There's enough funny things that happen where I'm like, no, that is goated right
Honestly, one of my favorite parts of the movie was seeing Michael McDonald again. He was
from Matt TV?
he was Stewie from Mad TV. He was the guy giving her all the gadgets.
there. Oh yeah.
Which I thought he was one of the best parts of Mad TV, and he was one of the ones that didn't really have any growth after that. I feel like. But he was hilarious. He was like one of the better actors on Mad TV.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every time I see Michael McDonald and anything, I'm like, yes, he's still around. He's still doing it.
Right.
So, do you guys want to have anything else you want to get into? You just want to get straight into the movie?
No, I thought
We can get straight to
we
the
were
movie.
talking about the penguin and then
yeah,
we
penguin.
switched.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you, because you said, what did you guys think about? And it just made me think of the movie.
Wow.
So my bad. My bad.
Nah. What did you guys think about Penguin?
Yeah, go back to the penguin. My bad.
Mickey's over here.
I was
stole the
The
car.
movie was that good, bro. He's
I was
eager, right?
excited. I thought we were getting into the movie. That's my bad.
No, this is the part where we tell you that you have to watch Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'm gonna. Yeah.
It's legit at watching it, and I said it while we are doing the reaction, but I would love for it to be a Grand Theft Auto game just based in Gotham,
Yeah.
where you're in the underworld and you have to come up. Like, you got your factions you could work with, 5 stars, Batman's coming after you. Someone can build everything else in between there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the show is incredible.
So is Batman in, or is it
No.
just a
No.
it's
No,
just
no.
Penguin?
the beginning lets you know you're starting off right at the end of the Robert Pattinson movie.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. You see some like relevant
So
stuff
shit
for, like,
was fucked.
Riddler and shit.
the
No,
end
it's
of that
not
movie.
very gory. One of the chatters is asking, is it gory? It's not. It's I haven't seen Sopranos, but it's being compared to Sopranos. Like, yeah, there's some gunplay and stuff, but like there hasn't been any gore. It's really not even super interested in that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
more
about
dialogue.
Yeah, it's more dialogue, which is great, but it's also like people making moves. It reminds me of like early Game of Thrones, right? Like, you get a couple of sword fights, you know what I mean? But those are like usually heightened moments. It's like in a musical when people break out into music. It doesn't happen super often, but like when tensions are so high that you got no choice but to sing. That's kind of how this show is, but tensions are so high that someone has to get shot. Like,
Yeah, immediately you're just like, that guy's got to go, bro.
yeah, right. That guy's
Is it
definitely
like
gonna
The
get
Wire but Batman?
shot. Sure.
I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Because there's a part in there where I was just like, man, this kid's just Wallace.
I prefer that comparison than to be like it's Game of Thrones, but
It's
That
Wire.
movie's gonna
But,
end
I mean, we
terribly.
called Andor, The Wire, but in space. So that's pretty
Andor,
much.
what the fuck's that?
and or Star
Star
Wars,
Wars.
best Star
No.
Wars
Don't worry
property
about it.
made.
Someone said
period.
at 2 stars you get Gordon and the police chasing you, which, dude, we're building
That'd be-
this
yeah.
game. We're slowly getting there. Right
Yep.
on Chris Hauser. We know you, right? We know this guy.
Yeah,
know,
because man,
I can't wait for Andor season 2.
Andor season 2 is gonna be crazy.
Is that really happening?
Yeah, hell
it's
yeah.
gonna happen.
It's the last season too. That's all they're doing. It's 2
happen.
seasons.
If they were smart, they would just let that team make everything Star Wars. Like, it just,
We need enough gritty Star Wars that I'd be ready to go back to like the high fantasy stuff. Speaking
I
of
gotta watch
which,
Andor again.
before we move on to the movie, and since we're talking it, Mickey, we finally finished watching Acolyte, and I don't think we actually got to speak about it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. What'd you guys think? How was it at the end?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So doesn't
was fun.
it's not worth for second season? Because there's a petition going on right now that they really want.
I think it should get a second
believe
season.
a second season should happen.
don't think it should get a second season. It wasn't as bad as people were saying, but it was so just kind of bland. I started seeing the problems, like, as I was watching it, I was like, okay, it's not as bad as people are saying. But when I started to I'm not like on the just fucking hate train, but like I started noticing the problems around after the really cool fight when he shows up and he fights and he's like headbutting shit.
Yeah,
the action in the show, I think it's the best Star Wars action we've seen. Is really good action, but in that episode, and after the twins switch places, and then she's with she's the apprentice or whatever, or she's the acolyte. And the dialogue was just so fucking.
Right.
It was just lazy.
I'd have to go back and look.
It was very lazy, simplistic, hokey dialogue.
So then here's what we need to do.
And my biggest problem with Star Wars in those types of shows is like you're trying to tell this dead serious story, but you also have these really goofy ass comedic moments. It's just Star Wars never knows what tone it wants to stick with, and I was going to make one more point, but I forgot, so go ahead.
So, Star Wars live action shows. We're putting Boba Fett at the bottom, right? Can that just be agreed?
Yeah.
Andor at the tippy top.
All right, so if Boba Fett
even above the movies.
If Boba Fett's the bottom and Andor is the top, and then what do we put Obi-Wan Kenobi in the fat middle?
I liked Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Where does Acolyte fall? Is it under Obi-Wan?
Oh, yeah.
On the same line as Obi-Wan?
No, I'd say Acolyte is like kind of...
You think it's under Obi-Wan? Because I think Obi-Wan was
If we're going-
slap.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it over Obi-Wan only because like I feel like we had the Obi-Wan is a story that we didn't know about, but it's about someone that we already knew, and
we knew that none of the
Acolyte-
characters could die because they all have to end where they're supposed to end, so the rest of the series can
Acolyte
happen.
had more mystery to it to me, and the action was peak as far as any of the Star Wars movies they've done, except for Darth Maul.
I don't think it was
Maul's
as
sick.
bad as people are saying, but I don't think it was interesting enough for me to give a shit about season 2. So the other point I was going to make is I think the biggest thing the show suffered from was bad editing. Instead of having 2 episodes that are flashback only, sprinkle that shit out and show some back and forth storytelling, like make it interesting.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, there was a lot of laziness.
For me, I put it on the.
It was a lazy show.
I put it on the exact same rung as Obi-Wan, and here's my super hot take. I put Ahsoka maybe a small percentage above both of those.
That's the one with the alien with cakes, right?
Cakes, Rosario Dawson.
Yes.
I
don't.
never-
badass
I
on
guess yes.
Because I remember just seeing an alien and she had some cakes.
Yes.
Well, there's a
Let's
lot
say
of
yes.
aliens with cakes.
Indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So fucking
Like
that's
white
it.
hair, orange.
She's
Yeah.
orange skin
Yeah,
along.
so-
Yeah. I put it like I think Ahsoka was good, but like aside from getting Ezra back, I was like Ahsoka was cool. Like I think Ahsoka was all right,
I
and
like
I
the
think
acting,
that
and I think it put across a good message, and it put like it, and it's. I feel like it stands at its own as far as Ahsoka goes.
yeah. I feel like it's for me. If we're throwing the rankings of the live action shows, that like I'm not putting Ahsoka very much above. I'm not putting it close to Andor. I'm putting it slightly above the middle.
Yeah,
I need to watch Andor
I
again
didn't.
because I remember liking it.
Bro, I'm telling you, like
I don't know.
Andor transcends Star Wars. It's
How
just,
though? Like,
What do you mean how?
Like, I remember
I don't-
watching
I
it,
don't
and I was
think you-
like,
I
"Oh
don't
yeah,
think
this is
you-
cool." Like, why was it
you
so
guys gave me
goated,
shit
though?
when I compared it to The Wire, and all I'm gonna say.
No, we've been calling it the Space Wire. I'm there with you.
Well, there was one time where I don't think you were in the room, but we were reacting, and I said that, and Spidey and Serge were like, "Okay, all right." I'm like, you guys just haven't seen it lately, dude.
No,
like,
Yeah,
no.
I gotta watch it again
is
because I don't
a-
remember liking it as much.
It
as you
is
guys
a
did.
gripping story about I mean, like, it's Star Wars. It's quintessential Star Wars. It's a gripping story about fighting fascism, but like in a very realistic way.
It's about how people get radicalized.
Yeah, and it's a cautionary tale that like if you let things get that bad, to fight against it, you're gonna have to become a monster yourself.
Yes.
And, you're gonna have to become a monster for good.
When homie gives
And
that speech about like he's like, bro, I am destroying my life to build a future that I will not be a part of. He's like, I'm never gonna see this.
The best line is I am condemned to use my enemy's weapons, my own enemy's weapons against them.
Yeah,
like,
and he in that same speech he talks about like how it's destroying him. Like it's great because
Yeah.
like they're fighting a fight that they can't win in any way that's reasonable or manageable. When the first Star Wars came out, it was literally about like the Empire and essentially the rebels were an insurgent group, like the Viet fucking Cong. Like that was the ideas that he had when he made it, and like Andor doubled down on that shit.
I'm seeing a lot of people in chat saying that they would put Ahsoka just right under Andor, and so like I
don't think Ahsoka was that good for me.
I haven't finished Ahsoka yet, so I can't really fully say. But like from what I sat in the few episodes, it just seemed like it kind of just seemed like another.
It was cool.
If we're putting Ahsoka second to Andor, then there is a massive gap in quality from what I can see. Like,
So
in terms of writing,
I think Ahsoka's in the top of the middle.
in terms of writing and taking the world seriously, which like I think people are ready for that. Like let's stop the goofy shit. That's what I loved about Andor. There's no comedic relief. It's just like it is just a dead serious story.
Yeah.
And it is the best Star Wars I think I've ever seen. Even
I liked
even above the
Mandalorian
movies.
You like Mandalorian?
I think so.
I would
think
put-
I liked Mandalorian like close to.
Mando
closer
would
to
probably
Andor.
be second.
I put Mando a second easily, and I would put like those first 2 seasons a second. The
I'd
third
have to
one-
watch Andor again because I did, like, especially after Mandalorian with all the action that was in it and just how it was Wild Wild West Star Wars. Still, like,
Yeah.
I liked that
Andor-
more than what was essentially Prison Break Andor for me.
Yeah.
Andor,
All I remember is him
Andor
going to
something
prison
else,
and
dude.
having to get out.
One way out,
And
dude.
Andy Sudeikis.
One way out.
Uh,
All right.
See, that
So
shit,
Such
that
a
was
good
crazy.
show.
That was a good episode.
Such a good show.
Even the Aldani. All right. Anyway, that's it. Enough Star Wars. We're gonna talk about 2015 Spy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Would you want to go to the movie right now?
Yeah, because we have a
Why
phone
don't
call
we-
at 11 o'clock.
Okay, never mind. Go
Should
ahead.
we,
well, I already said my piece.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, should we just kind of pivot around until 11, then have the conversation with her, and then go into Spy, or do we want to talk about Spy for 10 minutes?
All right, let's talk more then.
I could talk about. I just came back from Cabo real quick.
Yeah, how did Cabo go?
Let's
Yeah,
catch up.
so-
We can catch
What was in
up.
Cabo?
This is my second time going to Cabo, and I feel like Cabo is just for people who are wanting to go party because like the whole city, I think it's a country. I know that, but it's like the whole area is just a big party. Like as soon as you walk off, since we got out of the airplane, we got solicited so much. And people, there are great salespeople down there. I feel like people need to come from there and start selling cars in the United States because they can sell. Like we start solicited immediately for anything that you want, and I'm talking like we were walking down, the guy's like, "You want cigars?" So I was like, "No."
At the airport?
As soon as out of the airport, bro, they're just soliciting. As soon as you walk out,
Cocaine?
Yeah, exactly. No, like no key, no lie. I was like, we walk out like, hey, you want some cigars? Like, no, cocaine. I was like, damn, you just flipped from cigars to cocaine just like that.
Hey, anybody
0 to 100.
anybody on those beaches that you see selling like hats and banners, that's not what they're selling.
Yeah.
Because they're carrying around a bunch of inventory, but they're really like looking at the people that might be like down and just like
Yeah, no, they're not. They don't even do that. Just straight up ask in front of the cops and everything. Like cocaine. Like literally, we were like downtown, busy street, and like the guy was selling cigars. He's like cigar. I was like, no. And he's like cocaine. I was like, no. You want chicas? I got chicas. And then like so like low key now they started like they have a whole portfolio of girls. I was like, give me a WhatsApp number. I'll send you a portfolio, and they like just give you a list of girls that you could order. They'll come to your house. It was just
I think Cabo is for people that want to go to Mexico, but not really.
yeah.
Is it? Did you go? You said you've been twice. Did you go to a resort both times? or-
No, so both times we did like an Airbnb type of ordeal.
Yeah.
Both times was a bachelor party.
Whose other bachelor party was
It was
the first time?
Umrit. I don't know if you ever met him.
Yeah, no,
Umrit. And this time around was Junebug. I feel like this time around was way more fun than the last time around.
Oh, damn. Don't tell Emmerich.
Oh, I know. Because last time was just we weren't trying to do too much, and this time we're like, our days were easy. Like we could sleep if we want to sleep, take naps, drink at the place, and then go out or go to a fancy dinner. We tried to do a fancy dinner, but it doesn't turn out to be a fancy dinner. Like we legitimately went to Cabo, and it's like known for like a good upscale dinner, right? And everyone there's coming for an upscale dinner. We get there, a group of 9 guys, get the table. We come in there, we order like an appetizer, hummus. We order 2 bottles along with that hummus. We're like, fuck it, order 2 more bottles. Order more.
I have a question, Pat.
Yeah.
You wanted the dinner. Why didn't you just get it?
Because we just started drinking.
Oh, man.
And that was a problem. We were already 4 shots in until like we got our appetizers, and then we like since we're getting bottles and they make a big scene when they bring the bottles, then everyone around us like getting hyped and everything. And then we had like a group of girls come up to us, and then we had
Lord
2
have
other group of
mercy.
girls come up to us. So we
Them
just
girls are coming to make you buy more bottles,
oh,
man.
we ended up getting like 8 to 10 bottles that night.
I was And they're watering the bottles down.
And on top of that, like, but you could tell how we were making up the other
Did you guys pull numbers at least?
Yeah, oh yeah, bro. These girls, they came back to Mandela with us,
Working
and
girls.
they were like Russian twins. They were hot as fuck.
Them girls was paid sex workers 100%.
No, they
you bumped
weren't.
into some Russian twins
Double
and
check me
motherfucking
shit.
Cabo San
Well,
Lucas.
they were
make sure
working
they're safe.
IT consulting, all right.
IT consulting your dick, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh wait, they were just on vacation enjoying.
They were on
themselves,
vacation.
too?
They were on bachelors too, and so
They got their own money.
they got bachelor party. We had this other. There was 2 bachelor parties there, so they're all coming to our table, and like we literally got. I know because you would just see other tables getting all mad and jelly because we had the girls getting up on the table and dancing and everything.
y'all was
And
Indian, that's mad as
this restaurant never seen anything like that before, but they can't kick us out because we're bringing in money, so they just let us do whatever we want. And then at one point they let the saxophone guy come to our table, bro. And the saxophone guy was playing and he was getting up on the table, bro. It was what you see in a rap
Dude,
video.
did he play Careless Whisper? Please tell me he played.
No, he played. You know what he played?
What? Like
Bella
a-
Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella
Hey,
Ciao.
okay.
Damn.
If that,
That'd have been it.
I have been in places where that has come on and been like, well, I'm out of the country and it's
Yeah.
official that I have to act an ass.
Bro, 10 bottles. There's only 10 of y'all. I'm confused.
Bro, and the funniest thing
That's
was
why I didn't.
It had to be watered down.
The funniest thing was though, so one of the bachelor party was there, like they came here with the group, and like only half of the girls came to our table, but they did their own little dinner, and when they were trying to leave. 3 times they tried to put their tab onto our tab. They went to the server 3 times, like the guys were gonna take it. We're like, no. They came to ask me. They came to ask Urgent, and they came to ask Justin. We're like, no. Then they went to the server. And they told the servers like, put that shit. I was like, no, bro. 3 times they tried to put their whole The dinner was probably like $500. They tried to put, and they
That's
came in
why
a group
they
of like
came to your
six
table.
girls. They tried to put the shit on us. We're like, hell no.
Damn. You living it up.
Damn.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
You going back?
It's the,
Oh,
the,
definitely.
the bill from next time I go back, I'm doing fucking all inclusive, dude.
So I will say this.
I kind of hate all inclusive. I don't. Never
Really?
again.
I've never done it before. I just want
I haven't
to.
either.
I just want to be in a place where I,
I
wake
want to
up
do
and
it
I'm
for
like,
the food.
So you want to do all inclusive, but maybe not in Cabo, because I've talked to when we were out and I was talking to other people down there, and like some people that were staying at all inclusive resorts, they didn't like it because in Cabo there's a few vendors, like the only few vendors could come into town, or like the only available to few vendors. So the restaurants and like the upper scale restaurants get like, or even any restaurants get better vendors than the ones that the resorts do. And like, so if you go to a resort and one restaurant is mid, they're all using the same vendors, they're all using the same stuff. So all the restaurants in that same place is not going to be as good as if you go to. I've done Cancun all inclusive. Cancun all inclusive is good, but as far as Cabo, I would stay away from all inclusive in Cabo.
Damn. Okay.
I've done all
I just wanted to
inclusive
do an
in
all-inclusive
Cancun and in Punta Cana, and
Hey.
they were both cool, but like the food was good, but it was buffet stuff. And then for all the other food, some of it you had to like at the one in Cabo, we had to like pay for it still. Like there were still dinners you had to pay for, or you could just do the buffet. And then at the other one, me and my cousin were at, when we got there, they're like, oh yeah, you guys have to you got an RSVP to go to these restaurants, like the restaurants there. And I was like, oh, we got an RSVP for it? And she was like, yeah, but you got an RSVP 3 days out. And I was like, well, how were we supposed to know that? And they're like, well, your travel agent should have. I was like, okay, well, they didn't. Well, we're here now. And so, like, we only got to go to one of the fancy restaurants once because they were booked up through the weekend. Yeah. And then, like, the drinks are cool, too. The drinks in Dominican Republic were actually good. The ones in, I was going to say Cabo and Cancun were, they were watered down. They hurt my stomach. And then finally we found, like, a good bar that was actually pouring. Dudes were walking up with thermoses and being like, give me fucking Johnny Walker and Coke half and half, and like the dude was like, okay, and he's pouring it in there, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way he would be just burning dollars. I was like, no way this liquor's legit. And like me and Marquez were both there having shots. We had like 6 shots in a day, and I was like, I feel fine. And I was like, there's no way.
Mexico alcohol is watered down because I had like Don Julio down there and Don Julio here. Don Julio here has differently.
See, that's what I want to go like.
You got to order tequila there. They would never disrespect tequila.
Oh no, they would.
No, you
They do, no, because-
but damn,
They know what you're there for. They're like,
but
if they were giving people that many free drinks, motherfuckers would be falling like flies, bro. No one's got that kind of tolerance. And I'm like, it makes sense on a liability stance. Like, people should be dead out here.
Bro,
and like,
we got bamboozled
nobody.
when we went to last time for Emirates when we were on the beach. We were at this restaurant. This hot ass lady was coming around just like pouring alcohol in people's faces, but what you didn't neglect is there was a necklace on her that said $10, and she'd be like, "You want a shot?"
Yeah, she's like $10, please.
$10.
Ah!
All right, $10, dude.
But we were able to find some Fortaleza. It's like one of my favorite tequilas.
Yeah.
And we finally found some, and it was hard to actually find some.
Yeah.
And it was still more expensive there than the United States. In the United States, you probably get a bottle of Fortaleza for like anywhere from $50 to
So
$75.
is it like, is it Spanish or is it Mexican? The tequila?
The Mexican tequila.
Yeah, if it's tequila, it has to be made in like
and the bottle over there was
Tequila?
125, and we bought like we took the because we got from liquor store, we took it back home. Those tequila bottles, they had more liquor. Like you could taste the tequila, and it was like the strength was there. But then when you buy, and like you would go buy a bottle, and you do bottle service at a club, the bottles are brand new. Like they'll take the cover off and everything to the compare thing.
I think they
but
did. I put that shit back
that's
on.
what I'm saying. Because it's still watered down somehow, and I don't know how they do it. But like when they pull it out, like you see them pull it out the paper, like the plastic.
I mean, it's
But
that's-
somehow
they
there's-
just redress it.
There's machines that do that.
Yeah.
It's easy.
yeah. So
But I
we
was
gotta take this man to an all-inclusive and all. But listen, hear me out.
Okay,
Listen,
so
last thing. We can go to all-inclusive in Florida. We don't have to go out of the country.
Okay, so there's two
Still
things I
speak
want to do.
Spanish.
There's two things I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to do an all-inclusive resort, and I've never been on a cruise. So here's
Just go on a cruise.
you were looking for a shtick. Here's
Uh-huh.
our shtick. Okay, we're a travel podcast, and we review all-inclusive resorts around the world.
I'm down.
Beautiful.
Put it in the budget.
And
Put
so
it in
we're just
budget.
gonna burn money. Just let's.
No, but we're gonna earn money.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Not if we
They
can.
do rhyme.
Not if we can get enough views to offset the costs.
Yeah, you guys want to see us live our best lives? And,
Yeah.
and
all-inclusive resort.
imagine
Hey,
us on a Disney
look,
cruise.
if you enjoy
Oh
this
my God.
podcast, if you guys bring 2 friends each
Oh.
to this podcast,
It's a Ponzi scheme
then
now.
Right.
we will give you one normie buck,
yeah,
and that is good for
Normie coin,
normie coin,
which will only be
which
used
will
at NormieCon.
then which you can then trade in for normie vouchers.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Which
saw-
we'll let you use for Normie.
Which will
Normcore.
then add.
So we do have a phone call to do
Yeah, we
in
do.
1 minute.
I
As you guys want to continue to
I
tell us
just
about
got
Normie
one
Coin.
more story. So we were Splash. It's kind of like a strip club plus a whorehouse type of a deal where
Whoa.
the girls are not really stripping, but they are stripping.
Let's.
So we were there,
Can we
and
call
we
it
were
a
just
brothel? It just feels
brothel,
nicer.
okay.
Call it a brothel.
And so we ordered a bottle there, and none of like all the guys we're all married. I'm the only single guy, so we're just there just to have fun. We're not taking any girls back, like for lap dances, and we're not bringing any back. So we're just there to enjoy each other's company. So
Strip club.
yeah. So we had 3 girls just sitting there in our thing talking to us. And next thing, I've never seen anyone, and I've been to a strip club a lot, but I've never seen anyone make a girl cry, like especially a stripper cry.
Oh, no.
And one of my buddies made a stripper cry.
Why?
That doesn't sound.
And like it was a good
individual.
cry. It was not like
Oh, okay.
mean cry or anything like that. It was like they had a
You
heart
got
to
it.
heart.
Okay, you gotta
Yeah.
clarify.
Yeah.
They
I
had
thought it was just like, bitch, I said, it's like, whoa.
No, they like my friend was talking to her, and they had a heart to heart, and it was a really good heart to heart, and she cried,
Shit.
and she was bawling in tears, and the next thing you know, like her pimp or whatever
Oh my God.
comes to the table, she's like, "You need to act up straight. You can't be crying right now. You need to act up. Fix yourself." I'm like, "Damn."
The fuck?
That sounds
that's how that
traumatic.
shit is.
Yeah, right.
That
I'm
sounds
trying
like
to.
the beginning of Pretty Woman 2.
You might have been in a questionable area.
It
but
sounds
might
like
have
you
been-
were.
you might
I'm
have
gonna go
been,
get this started.
Bet.
But anyway, so it was a heart to heart. She was like from the gist I got from my buddy was this because she comes to Cabo, but she's from Nicaragua, and she just comes to Cabo for work, and she only comes for a few months, but she tries to take whatever money she makes, she's all for her family. And he was just trying to tell her, hey, like, because she's actually a very smart person. She's like, she was in her hometown. She's also paralegal. So he was just talking to her, and like he's like, you know, talks like you could do better. You know, you have so much good life ahead of you. And so she just, you know, obviously she appreciated hearing that. She never probably hears that from anybody, so she appreciates hearing that from him.
How much did he pay her?
He didn't pay her.
We got a call.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
More on that later.
Yeah.
I got some questions.
Yeah, because I'm starting to feel.
Seen some schemes and scams. Sweet. Yeah.
Hey.
We
So,
watched-
guys, we're talking about Strange Fruit.
Yeah, it's a hip hopper. It was solid. It was good. Like I said, it was a quick watch.
Yeah.
And it left me wanting
More.
I definitely want to see like at a good series.
I like the concept. I think from what I got from the short film that we got was it's in modern times, but this lady goes back to the slavery times, the time period, and she's trying to rescue one of her ancestors and to bring her back into the modern time. And she has like
to save someone. I forget the name. That
I forgot.
It was one of her ancestors.
Yeah, ancestors.
Had
Yeah.
to save the ancestor from slavery so that she could go back and represent and become like the royalty she was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then here.
We're here.
Oh my God!
Hey!
Hello.
It's your face.
How are
Hi.
you?
How are you?
Can she hear us? Does she hear us through the mic, or where's she hearing us from?
Yeah. Can you guys? Can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I don't see you.
You don't see us.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're working on the
We're getting
video.
there. Part 1 down.
Okay.
Sounds great.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're,
let us
we're working
know
on
when
the
you- when you
video.
get
yeah,
your
let us
video
know
ready.
if you can see us. From our end, we won't be able to know if you can see us or not. So just let us know. We're trying multiple options right now.
There we go.
There it is.
There we
Okay.
go.
Now I see. Yeah. I
Hello.
See. Hi, yeah. You're in chairs, yellow chairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's got the green screen, not the normie symbol.
Yeah, she got. Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool.
And then we're working on one more camera, Chris,
Which camera?
Yeah.
or one more
There's
person.
someone else in the call.
Nikki,
right.
probably.
Okay.
Okay,
cool.
Nikki. Perfect. So, Deborah, you're the one who actually created this story, right? And then
Yeah.
Nikki is the one that is helping you manage it, or she?
Well, yeah. Actually, Nikki. I'm so blessed to have Nikki. Nikki reached out to you all.
Yes.
Do we have Deborah on yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Deborah's here.
Okay,
Hi,
because I
Nikki.
cannot see her.
Okay, she can't see
yeah, I
Deborah,
can't see you either.
which it looks like her camera's still loading up.
Yeah,
for us.
I think Nikki. I think your camera's still low enough because me or Deborah can't see you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In my case, I see you guys, but I can't see Deborah and I see myself.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. Let's
interesting.
see if we can fix that for you.
Yeah, but no, Nikki was the intern in my program, Youth in the House, and so she helped with the marketing.
Okay.
Nice.
She helped with the marketing of Strange Fruit and has helped in so many other ways. But yes, marketing and things like
That's
that.
awesome. So how long was the shoot? Like how did this project come together?
Strange Fruit is many years in the making, actually. The actual shoot that for the short film you saw, we shot in 2022. It took approximately 5 months to actually put that together with a crew of about 60. And we shot it in the cotton fields of Georgia. So it was a very complex and very intense shoot. But in general, that is a proof of concept for the feature film we want to make out of this. And that goal of making a feature film has been many years in the making. Like it's like 20 years in the making. It's many years in the making. It originally was a play, and now it's a short film, and now it's starting to win awards in the short film festivals. But the ultimate goal is a feature film. So we're going to use that as our proof of concept.
Man, I
yeah,
hope that happens.
that's kind of what I thought. That's what it felt like. Cause like when I finished it, I just had so many questions, and I was like, oh, it left me wanting more. That's,
Yeah,
that's,
so much more, dude.
that is for sure. It left me wanting more. And I really enjoyed like there's a lot of details in the movie. And it definitely I can see how it was a play before, because it definitely has like a very theatrical, like stage play kind of feel. So
Is there any?
even if it became a feature length film, I feel like you guys could probably turn this into a stage play also.
Is there anywhere? Oh yeah, so it's not. It hasn't been like performed on stage yet. Because I want to see the play. I want to see a movie. Like I want to see more for sure.
Yeah.
The concept's crazy.
That is so good. I'm so glad. So are we actually recording now?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, we're live. We're on
Okay,
stream and we're
hi,
recording.
Okay, just making sure because I
And-
can't see Nick anymore. So
Yeah.
but yeah, no. The actual movie, we see it as being a triple threat. We do see it as a stage play. We do see it as a feature film. We do see it having other, digital offerings to come out of it.
Drop an
It's a
album.
life work. The ultimate vision and mission of it is racial reconciliation, with the mission statement of, in order to go forward, you have to go back. And so, I truly believe if this wants to progress in its racial relations, we do need to look at the strange fruits of our past. And so this movie is doing that and doing it through romance, roots, redemption. I mean, essentially, that was just one scene. But the scene in which you saw our modern day character, Lachelle Robinson, she has traveled back into the 1800s and she is going to meet her ancestor, her enslaved ancestor, Inca. So that's what you saw is when she first got there and the shock of seeing her history and what all that means. The larger story, though, is the story is about a modern day Spitfire Wall Street executive, Lachelle
Okay.
Robinson. Think like a Kamala Harris type. She's that. Very,
Nice.
very powerful, money driven, focused. She's Yale graduate. She's one of those type of people. And when you first meet her, she's actually not connected to her roots at all, and she has no interest in being connected to her roots. All she wants to do is marry the love of her life, a journalist named Todd Decatur. And they're in an interracial relationship. She's black, he's white. And that's all well and good, except that their relationship is haunted by a curse from the past. And that's an ancestral curse. So that it's blocking them from getting married, actually. And so what Lachelle comes to discover is that that curse is coming from her enslaved ancestor who was lynched back in the time of slavery and was lynched by the ancestor of her fiance. And so there's a whole like curse over their relationship. And so, in order to rescue her husband as well as her ancestor, she has to go back in time and see if she can reverse that curse. And so that's what you're finding her doing. And then, of course, we're telling this through rap, song, hip hop. So I always say it's like 12 Years a Slave meets Hamilton.
Nice. Is there more already filmed that I could watch?
There isn't more already filmed. We're gonna
Oh.
need that. We're gonna need those dollar bills for.
There's a funding run. That's a good idea, though.
So how are you?
Film costs $65,000, so we gonna need.
How are you guys? How are you guys going about funding or collecting funds? Do you guys have like a Kickstarter or?
So for the short film, hi Nikki. For the short film, we did everything it takes as indie filmmakers to raise the $65K to put that together. And so yes, we had a GoFundMe. People gave. I was very blessed by all the folks who gave. There were other private investors. There was like business loans, like everything it took is what we did to get that short film up and running. Now my co-producer producer India Alston and I. We are now going to go pitch it in Hollywood with the goal of getting a distribution deal, as well as like a studio deal with a larger studio. So that's sort of the route we're going with, but using this as that proof of concept to say, hey, this is what it is. Because when I originally started pitching in Hollywood, and I have a background working in Hollywood too, but when I originally started pitching in Hollywood, everyone would like love the concept, but they wouldn't understand. They didn't know what I was saying. Couldn't see it. Because it's like, wait, slavery, wait, there's hip hop, like, well, there's time travel, like, what's happening? And so, so I'm very spiritual. I pray all the time. I'm a believer. And so I'm very led by the spirit. And I was led to be like, okay, we need to create a short film, gives that visual of what we're talking about here.
Did really well.
So yeah, this answered the question. So now when we pitch, it's a lot easier. I mean, pitching in Hollywood is hard anyways, but when you're pitching something as like epic as this, you really need as much visual support as possible.
Yeah, and I imagine with like the subject matter, it's even harder to pitch that because like it's very sensitive and investors may or may not want to do that. So
yeah,
I think you guys have a really, really solid idea. It's definitely what made you well, first of all, I can definitely relate as a creative, like trying to explain your ideas, because like
That's the hardest part, right?
you have it in your head, but yeah, because I have the same problem. I often try to like explain my ideas, and people are looking at me like, okay, I think I think I get what you're saying. But so with a subject matter like this, I mean, this is a lot more theatrical. Was that like on purpose to make this like more accessible to more audiences, or like what was the inspiration behind the tone that you're going with?
Yeah, so couple things. When I went to Stanford University and I discovered hip hop theater
Nice.
and social protest drama, which is the combination of storytelling, hip hop, and social justice. And so that was the format of storytelling that I discovered there. And from that, I wrote this originally as a play there. It actually starred Issa Rae, so that was awesome when she was
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah.
and so that's where we started. And when we put it on, we had a sold out crowd, standing ovation. And I realized that the format that we used made the content more digestible, right? We had people from all different generations, all different races, crowding the theater to watch. And it's because it was a hip hop musical. They didn't necessarily know what we were going to talk about, but
Yeah.
like, hip hop musical, I want to see it. And so that allowed for the digestion of difficult things. And yeah, the content is tough. It's controversial. It's challenging. It's very sensitive. There's a whole, in this area, even talking about Black history. There's a lot of political pushback. Books are being banned in schools. People are talking about CRT all the time. Even in the age where we have a Black woman running for president right now, there's still so much like resistance to knowing the truth and having it being taught properly in schools and in general. And so I knew that the vehicle to tell this truth and to open this history was through this modern, sort of revolutionary style of storytelling, hip hop theater. And so it worked. So I'm a hip hop artist, so that I love it. So
Nice.
it just allows for, it's in the same way that Hamilton did. Not everyone like about the Revolutionary War and the Revolution, and then Hamilton comes and it's like sold out for years. So it's just like the style that allows people to hear things, and that's what we choose. But originally, it all came from a nightmare. Strange Fruit was originally inspired by a nightmare.
Nice.
As Nikki knows, I grew up in Orange County. It's in California.
Yeah.
It is a predominantly white suburb. It's a predominantly conservative suburb. So our family was like, the only Black family on the block. And because of that, I didn't really have a lot of African American culture around me to try to sort of figure out the cultural part of my identity. And my parents are also immigrants from Guyana. And so because of that, I was always seeking my roots, trying to figure it out. And so I would spend hours and hours and copious amount of times in the library reading everything I could about African American history. And so I started reading slave narratives at 12.
Nice.
As a kid, which is not bedtime reading.
No, that sounds like a tough one.
I would recommend that age, but I started reading it at 12, and I was terrified by what I read. It was like terrifying. I couldn't even believe that I was living in the same country in which this happened, in which these things were done. That to people that looked like me, I couldn't believe it. And so I was like shocked and terrified, and I would wake up night after night with this reoccurring nightmare, which would be, what if I woke up in the 1800s and I was a slave, and what would I do?
Yeah.
And that was a nightmare. And so it just haunted me all the way to Stanford until I finally put
think
that
that
story form.
That idea is one of those things that like people of color living in America often ask themselves. Like, every time you hear about a slavery story, you're like, what if? And I know
Or the time travel.
the time travel. Yeah, everyone's like, if you could time travel, and it's like, bro, I'm going forward, or I'm going maybe to like the 60s.
I don't know enough to go in the 60s.
No, there's some good music to hear. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, I'm just going to concerts, but I think that is a really good, like a really solid idea that I think sticks with like a lot of people. And I even think too, like even maybe enough white folks aren't asking themselves like, oh, if I was back in slavery times, like what would I do? And it's, you know, I think trying to draw those parallels kind of help give context to the past, but also to the future. So I have a question for you too about the creative process. So here on our team, we've got like a lot of diverse individuals. I mean, this is a mere section of like the people that work here, but like because of that, we get a lot of good ideas and we're able to kind of build like a solid like picture of like what we're working on. I think it helps us to like understand each other, but for our audience at least, some of them end up being confused like about like, oh well, like how is the couple Indian dudes friends with black folks, and there's someone on the channel from like Europe, and there's like someone on the channel who's like Arab, and they're like, how do all you guys know each other? But like, you know, in the creative process, I think that matters less, especially when we can all like get on the same train and same path. So like, did you like, what's the rest of your team like? I don't need to know like their ethnic makeup, but like how did everyone come together to like, did you have a hard time, I guess, being in California, gathering enough people together that could see the project and understand what you were doing from all these different backgrounds? Because I know California is very diverse, but like to get everyone on that same track of being like, this is what we're trying to do, like finding people that understood the vision but also had the technical skills to like work with you. Like how hard was that part?
It was spirit led. And
Okay.
so
Damn, okay.
we were able to attract people that were passionate about the vision and had the same spirit. And our team was very diverse. Even our marketing internship team is diverse. Nikki here, where are you from, Nikki?
I'm from Azerbaijan. It's a tiny country.
Yeah, let's go Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, yeah. So our team had so many different races on it. And even the production team as well. You know, our DP, he was Asian, our director was black, or this and that. Everybody was so diverse, and we were able to get folks from both California and Georgia. So we actually had a team that was diverse and from coast to coast.
Okay.
As for our internship, we had folks from California, New York, Boston, Texas, all over the place. And so I personally pride myself, my company, House of Deborah Jane, we are very, very, our mission is to create diverse work from diverse people. And so I love it when I have multicultural, multi-generational, you know, both genders, everything, because this story is not simply a black story. This story is an American story. And this story is meant for all people to see and receive and realize the power of racial reconciliation.
Nice.
Yeah,
I had
that's
a quick, because I remember watching it, and me and Mickey even got into the conversation of it. The main
train conductor.
Yeah. The main protagonist, when she's talking to the lady that I'm in my head, this is kind of like Loki, where like it's not the TVA, but she works for the time travel.
Yeah, the like
agency.
the time train conductor is what
Yeah.
we've been like assuming she is.
She's dressed as a conductor, and I'm wondering what is the inspiration for that character. We were thinking Underground Railroad. We got into a whole conspiracy of Harriet Tubman being a time traveler and a superhero, which I think would be awesome. But like, I just want to know more about that, I guess. What's the concept here?
Well, what you just said actually is a great, accurate description of that character.
Solid, yeah.
Harriet Tubman means superhero time traveling. That's June.
That's
That's
beautiful.
awesome.
Yeah, June. She is a underground railroad conductor spiritually, and so she is able to take people back into various times. And right now, she's on assignment with Michelle, taking her back. So yeah, she basically drives an actual train that's like a New York subway.
Let's go. That's awesome.
So it's very much like the DeLorean in Back to the Future, except it's a New York subway train. And travels back in time. And she's like that guide figure. You know, she's like, hey, I know what you need to do. But you actually have to do it. I love June. June is an incredible figure throughout the script because she's somebody that allows the audience to come into this world. You know, as we said earlier, this world is not an easy world to either watch, digest, or enter in. But when you have a conductor like June who makes it feel like everything might end up being okay, you might be willing to go on a ride. But yeah, she is that Harriet Tubman. And Harriet Tubman's my hero. When I was reading all those slave narratives,
She should have been on the 20.
Yeah.
She should have been like
Right.
whatever. But like Harriet Tubman is absolutely my hero. I find her phenomenal. I can't even believe what she accomplished. That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. But so this is she so June is very much like Harriet. She calls her train old Harriet, and she says I've never lost a passenger and never run my train off track, which is something
As
that Harriet
Harriet
said.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, with the time
awesome.
travel aspect, I was also getting like major Doctor Who vibes. Was there any inspiration there at all?
Not for me particularly, but I realized in writing this because I really wrote it with the spirit. I wrote it with God. I discover new things about this all the time that I didn't
Yeah.
know was in it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it
You know, I discover all types of like, what's there, you know, and you know, different audience see things, but not directly.
yeah. You had some really great actors in this film, and they all played their parts like really really well. And there's some tough scenes with some really sensitive interactions. Was
Yeah.
there how do you go about preparing your actors for that, or do they kind of just take it over? I mean, everybody there's an actor, they know what they're there for. Everybody's a professional, but still, like, there's some really tough scenes that you have to get through. So how do you handle
Yeah.
those moments?
Yeah, I would say, and the behind the scenes shows a lot of this. First of all, the actors went through a very rigorous process to be selected. For Lachelle, we had about 200 actresses audition for that role. And so we went through a very intensive audition process to find the right people. And then there's a lot of prayer that's going into it because we knew this wasn't just acting a scene. This is something where you can be triggered. You could be very emotional. It's not an easy thing to do. So for the actress who played Lachelle, her name was Alex. We actually had a pastor on set that was there for her just in case she needed somebody. She was such a professional though that she was so committed to the role that she basically refused any type of assistance on set.
Okay.
We
Wow.
had her
Character.
yeah, we had her out there in the cotton fields, barefoot in that uh you know, sack she was wearing.
Yeah, the burlap sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The burlap sack she was wearing with the chains around her neck. And she refused, if it was cold, she refused to receive a jacket. She refused to be
Wow.
comforted. She refused any of that because she said she needed to be that character. And that character would have not received any type of comfort
Mm.
whatsoever. And so she
That's
was so
awesome.
committed. She was out there shivering, shaking, crying. But if anybody tried to, you know, come up to her, she would like shake her head because she was trying to stay in the character. And she said, "I'm communing with the ancestors right now."
All right.
She did, you know, the only one that was allowed to talk to her was the pastor because that was what he was there for, but nobody else.
That's
So
awesome.
that's the level of commitment that we had from our actors. When it comes to the dancing, choreographer is actually the girl who has the blue skirt on. Her name is
Nice.
Anisha Moore. I mean, the level of preparation that she and the dancers had to do for this. I asked them not only to obviously learn the dance and all that, I asked them to read passages from slave narratives because I didn't want them just to be actors acting. I wanted them to become. And so
Mm.
they did that. So it was research as well as the training, as well as, you know, all of that that went into performing. And then to dance in those cotton fields, first of all, the irony is we got the cotton fields. We had to pay for that, of course, but the farmer was like, you can't touch the cotton because that's
That's gonna
actually
be hard. All right.
He's like, you can be in there, but you can't touch the cotton. The irony. So we had to actually bring in fake cotton
Brought your
for
own
them
cotton to a cotton field.
for them to pick,
Wow.
you know, to bring
Oh
fake
man.
cotton for them to pick. So now they're out there doing these epic dance moves, but have to be very careful about not touching any of the cotton and also using the fake cotton and also making it look very real. And so they had to do, I mean, they had to just, but I will tell you, when I was out there, I was shake. I, it was like, it felt like the ancestors were there. The choreographer said she felt like the ancestors were dancing with them. because this is Georgia. This is not a Hollywood set. This is where
Yeah.
slavery actually happened.
Yeah,
There
that could've
is
been a real
blood in the
conflict.
ground. This type of scene was going on for over 300 years. And so I said to them, listen, we are doing for one day what our ancestors have done for centuries.
Yeah.
And so therefore, we're going to honor this and we're going to go into this with an extraordinary level of honor. But while out there, you could feel like a spirit. Like it was very eerie and ethereal to be out there. And yeah, the choreographer felt that too. And so she was dancing with all her heart. There was one take that she did. She danced so hard that she just like at the end, she just fell and had her head in the cotton basket and the whole
Mm.
shoot just stopped, you know. It was like otherworldly, but everybody gave their all, and I think it speaks to the quality of people we were able to bring onto the project.
Did you write the song as well? Because
That
I'm
was
in
my
my
next
apartment
question.
thinking about picking
Yeah.
cotton now, and it's 2024, and it's not getting out of my head.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
that was
an
good.
earworm. I co-wrote it. So when I originally wrote the lyrics, I saw the scene. I saw the scene in 2015, and I wrote the lyrics around it, and I had a melody. But coming from California, let's just say the ability to come with those type of southern roots
Yeah.
was not happening. And so we had a vocal director, and he
Okay.
heard me. He came on and he heard me. He was so kind. His name was Diedrich Bonner, and he's vocally trained, also trained in opera, trained in all the things.
Wow.
And so he came on and he was like, "Okay, yeah, these are powerful," but he said, "Deborah, trust me. Let me come up with this. Let me get this melody right for you. Trust me on this." He said, "I'm a Southern boy. Like we grew up with this. We know about this." And then he came with "Pick and I was like, "What?"
Mhm.
That's him singing.
Okay.
That's Diedrich. That's him singing.
Crazy
Wow.
strong
And
voice.
Yeah.
and he
Very
just
distinct.
he just transported us back into the South. So he was coming from, I think he contacted the ancestors or something, but
It sounds
he
like it.
transported us with
Yeah.
that, with his voice.
I hear his voice now whenever I'm doing just mundane. Do the laundry. Like
Right.
anything I'm doing at home now, he's there.
What? You are not the only one. Like, and then
Yeah.
yeah, it's very powerful, and it speaks to when enslaved African Americans were working in those cotton fields, it was singing that
Yeah.
allowed them to get through the day.
I have a question for Nikki. How did you get involved in this project?
Well, so Deborah has a very rigorous and amazing program. It's Youth in the House program that I applied to through USC because Deborah and I went to USC. I got my master's in communications management there.
Okay.
So through our USC network, USC is the University of Southern California. Sorry, it's famous in
Go Trojans!
California. USC, yes.
Fight on.
So I applied to this program, and I am so happy that I got in because this was one of a kind opportunity for me. One thing about the program, Deborah is what she's able to do is she's able to build this environment of partnership where she brings in people and gets them excited about it. So I think that was my takeaway, that I got attached to this project so much and I got excited about so much because she was able to share this excitement with us that I was ready to give my all.
Okay.
on it.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I'm so happy. The program was structured amazingly. We had a PR agency guide us through how to market this film. And we went the festival route. So basically, we are running festivals right now on the September 29th. We're in Beverly Hills.
Nice.
Premiering Strange Fruit there on Lady Filmmakers Festival. We also got an experimental dance and music, and won actually the best story award. So yeah, it's amazing, amazing 6 months working on this project. A lot of excitement, a lot of little wins, small wins, and you can see the steps on how to do this, how to make it work. So yeah, I am so happy for Deborah, and I am so grateful because she is able to share her excitement with others.
That
And it's
is.
a team
That's awesome.
effort.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm saying I mean I can't boast enough about Nikki. In the program, Nikki's skills and talents just came out 1,000%. She edited, made, created a whole bunch of videos for us. One of them is, would you watch a movie on American slavery? We were like, let's go ahead and actually ask that uncomfortable question
Yeah.
and bring it right into the zeitgeist as part of our marketing strategy. So she put that together. She put together we had a campaign called hashtag not another slave movie, in
Mhm.
which we wanted to
Yeah.
address the fatigue that people of color may feel about movies about slavery, or the concern of seeing Black people in positions that are not of power, or the pain that it causes. We wanted to address that head on and say, yes, we understand that pain. We understand that. And we are not here to exploit that pain. This is not trauma porn. None of that is happening. But this is not another slave movie in the fact that it's not like any other thing you've seen. At the same time, it's addressing topics that you may have seen before in a unique way. This film is future focused. It's focused on a person going back in time to change the past so that she can change the future.
Yep.
So it is future focused. It is modern focused, although it takes place back in the day. But Nikki created videos around that to help that campaign. So if you check out our Instagram at strange_hip-hop, check out our website, you will see a lot of Nikki's work on there. So we were very blessed to have her as part of the program.
I love
Yeah.
that you guys
Yeah.
addressed that off top too, because that is one of the things when I was watching it, I was thinking about how people are sick of slavery movies. Like we're tired of being seen as slaves.
Yeah.
But with this, it seemed like she was a hero, and I really
Yeah.
appreciated that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad you just said that.
And I mean, it's got the future forward thing, which like addressing the past to fix the future
Yeah.
is a thing that America isn't great at. So
Yeah.
it feels like it's more of an update on that. You know what I mean?
And because it's like a hip opera, like I think this is a really good way to tell this story. Because like because like slavery movies are intense. I mean, and there is a place for that. You know, like I haven't seen 12 Years a Slave. I want to, but I'm also like extremely afraid to watch it.
Yeah.
You're not
You know?
wrong.
Like, but there is a place for to tell that story as it happened and in all its brutality. But I do think that like less people will engage with that. So like going in this direction, I think you're right. I think like I could watch this because like it's still serious. It's still addressing all of the seriousness of slavery, but there's also, I don't know if levity is the right word, but like there's
Yeah.
there's some break in the tension with like
Well-
the songs
Right.
and the dancing. So I do think more people will be.
When we were talking about it last week, I was saying that it reminded me a little bit of the newer Color Purple, because the newer Color Purple, very heavy topics, but also like there's music in it, and there's moments when you can get that levity. And I think it's because I saw the first Color Purple, like as a kid, where I was like, damn, this movie is
Yeah.
really hard. But watching the new one as an adult, I was like, I was kind of put off at first, but I was like, I like that we're getting a little bit of the levity, because it was a play too, and I think that that's one of the beautiful things about being able to do a play and taking a play into a movie, because you can have that. Movies are so visceral that you got to walk that line, and I think that for
Right.
what we've seen, it does a really good job of it, and I would be super excited to see what you guys get to do in the future with it, because it's wonderful what we've seen. We've all seen it around the office. We've had the pleasure of like working on small projects here. We've made a movie here before. We do skits and stuff. So some of us went to film school, and we do have that production stuff in mind. We know what it's like to work with a team. We've done the 48-hour film festival. And so watching what you guys have made is like super inspirational.
Yeah, it's super
Are
cool.
there like links? Is there stuff we can tell our audience
wait.
about for like the future?
Before we get to the links and stuff, I got one more question for you guys. So like you said, we've done smaller productions, nothing like you guys made, but every project like this, it's never smooth sailing. You know, things go wrong. You have to pivot. So I'm always interested in how people handle those moments. So like throughout this production, what was like maybe the lowest point or like a really big obstacle, and how did you handle that or overcome that?
I got a follow-up question after that.
Yeah. Oh my God. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for watching the film and digesting it and being able to see what we were trying to put out there. Because everything you just said is exactly what we're saying, that we are coming into a heavy topic using these diverse ways, musicality, time travel, whatnot, so that people of all races and generations can engage effectively. So I'm so glad that translated. Amen. When it comes to the challenges, wow. Well, this is 20 years in the making. So it hasn't been an easy thing to do. I think one of the hardest things, well, you see, one of the hardest things is obviously raising the funds and all of that
Yeah.
to put it together. That required for me an extraordinarily amount of faith. I like had to walk on water a lot and had to just believe before it came and believe it would happen before it came and even take risks and move forward on production before I had all the resources in place. So that was hard because it's scary and you're involving other people now. But I would say God had built up my faith to the point where um, it's either you're gonna believe or you're not gonna believe. You're either gonna do it or you're not. And so I had to have that type of faith when it came to raising the funds, when it came to bringing in the team from multiple different states, when it came to bringing in the right talent, when it came to all the different aspects. Not only did we shoot this in 2022, we also put on a red carpet gala here in California, where my company's located in Orange County. So we wanted to bring this multicultural, diverse film cinema to Orange County. We're not known for
Nice.
that in OC,
Yeah.
known for that in LA, but not OC. And so we put on a whole red carpet gala for that too. So that also took a lot of faith, a lot of work, a lot of effort, and then of course winning the grants to even put on our youth in the house internship programs. That was that too. So it's like over the scope, the hardest thing is to keep the faith if you don't always have all the resources and always see all the results you want, but to believe in the vision that God has given you or given me, that that's the hardest thing, but it's the most rewarding thing.
Okay.
So that would be that part.
Awesome.
But I
Awesome.
know
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about future projects, but I figure you're like mainly working on getting the rest of this shot. I was also wondering what film festivals we could catch you at in the future.
Hmm. Well, as for future projects, I my company does have a slate of other projects that
Good,
we
good,
are.
good.
I'm also developing a TV show, and so that's another big focus. Strange Fruit is the first focus, but then I also have a TV show called Pioneers, which is about an immigrant family. So I've
Nice.
been working on that as well, like an immigrant family comedy. So I'm working on that as well. So currently, we are currently in the Lady Film Festival that is going to be on September 29th. In
Okay.
Beverly Hills, we will be there, and then we'll see what else we get into. We've already won, as Nikki said, we won best story in the music and dance experimental film festival. We won best musical of the year in the Indie
Sweet.
Night Film Festival, and now we're entering into this film festival. So we'll see what else we get into. But the best way to follow us and keep up with us is our Instagram, which my
Okay.
fantastic interns made amazing.
Okay.
So at at strange fruit underscore hip hopra, we want people not just to follow, we want people to engage, we want people to have opinions and thoughts, and this is a space for this conversation to happen in a safe space. So we want people of all races to express what they think about the content, about the topics the content is about, whether it's Black history, whether it's slavery, whether it's interracial relationships, whether it's time travel, whether it's all these different things, whether the relevance to the politics today, social justice now, George Floyd. There's so many offshoot topics that this can connect to. So we want people to follow us on Instagram, like, share, follow, get involved. We want to create a movement here. So to be a part of it. Also our website, www.strangefruithiphopera.com. That
All
has
right.
all the
Yeah.
good things. Has Nikki's work up there, so all the good things that are there. So that's the landing page. But yeah, if you even Google us, we're pretty much all over the place now. So,
Yeah.
Do you guys
you
have
can
do you guys have a GoFundMe or any kind of donation space?
we do have a GoFundMe,
Thanks.
and we always welcome funds. We're gonna probably officially launch it back up. It's kind of just been sitting there after since
Got it.
we, raised the money to shoot this. But we're gonna launch it up because one of the goals we want to have is a college tour. We would like to take this film and go on a college tour with it, so that different different universities and things can see it, can have that energy around it. So when we start that up, we will also be blasting out the GoFundMe for that. If you want to just give, cool, it'll go towards that. But when we officially launch that, that'll be a focus towards where the money can go. So yeah, so right now we are doing the festival route, beginning to pitch for the feature film to different Hollywood executives and things of that nature. And we're really hoping that this will be a big year this year. So, fingers crossed.
All right,
Yeah, I think
Well, we're definitely pulling for you guys. This has been uplifting, a little part of our morning. I know
Yeah,
it's
I'm
super early
excited.
for you guys, but for us, this is like proper midday inspirations, exactly what we
Yeah,
needed.
I
So,
want to go make something.
right, yeah.
California.
Yeah, they're in
Oh,
California.
man.
Yeah. I want to go.
Sorry.
No, I want to go make something too, for sure. I think this has been great for us, Deborah and Nikki. Thank you guys for coming through to the podcast and giving something to our fans and giving something to us too. I think this is great, and we're gonna make sure we're dropping links and everything else now so that people can know where to follow you guys and where to check out the work and to this is for everybody out there. Strange Fruit of Hip Hop.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely find a way to check it out.
Before we let you go, I have one quick question. There's a lot of great filmmakers and writers out there that you could draw inspiration from. So who did you draw inspiration from to do something like this?
Solid. I'm mad we didn't ask that sooner.
Wow. Well, one of the inspirations for me, I also went to USC Film School, and I wanted to go there because of John Singleton.
Okay.
He went in there and wrote his script and came out and did Boys in the Hood. And I was
Nice.
like, that's awesome. So he was one of the filmmakers. Also, anyone who has done excellent musicals. I'm really big on musicals, and I'm really big on them being done well, not being done in a cheesy situation. So, like, I love how Les Mis is one of my favorite musicals. I
Nice.
wanted Strange Fruit. I saw Strange Fruit as like the Les Mis for people of color. It's very
Okay.
epic and sweeping and intense and about revolution. And so that is what. So Les Mis. The filmmakers behind that, the filmmakers behind Dreamgirls, Bill Condon, all the great directors who put that great musical together, Chicago, anyone who actually can excellently execute a musical and not have it be cheesy.
Mhm.
I'm very inspired, and I'm very inspired by that. And I do understand the role of musicals. Musicals work best when they are about something that's very challenging and difficult. Because
Ooh, have you
when I
have you ever watched? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Have you ever watched Book of Mormon?
I haven't watched that one yet. Haven't
I-
watched that one yet. I need
that'd be
to.
a
I
good
know
one.
It's super famous. It's super famous.
It's
Yeah,
really
that-
good.
that
I
would
went
be
and
a
saw
good
that
one.
play. I took Brie on a date
Yeah.
to the play. It was beautifully done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works best that way because what I learned in writing is when you can't say it, when it's too hard to say, you sing it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a
just
good
like
one.
just like
That's a-
the,
yeah, that's a-
the right, just like the folks who were in the cotton fields. It was so hard and backbreaking. That's where these spirituals come from. That's why they were singing, not because they were happy, but because they were trying to find joy in the pain. And so when you think of really great musicals, Les Mis is about a French Revolution. When you think about Annie, that's about an orphan and abuse in an orphanage. When you think,
Yeah.
West Side Story, gang warfare between Puerto Ricans and white Americans. And when you think about these musicals, even Dreamgirls, 1960s racism as in the Motown era. You think about these great musicals. Chicago is about corruption in the justice system. You think about them. The topic is actually heavy. The expression of it is music and dance. And I think that's how they work best. So our topic is slavery. The expression of it is music and dance. And so I do hope that we will enter into that canon too of the great musicals such as Les Mis. So yeah, all the
Nice.
filmmakers who do those, that's what I'm inspired by.
That's awesome.
Beautifully done.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming in, man. That was awesome. I'm glad we
Yeah,
got to
this
talk
was-
to you, and I really hope to hear more from you guys. I can't wait to see what else you do.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Stay
And
on top
we
of it.
appreciate you. We appreciate your audience, and just want to encourage everybody to believe. Believe in the crazy dream that you have received. Believe in whatever God tells you, because that is where the magic is.
And
Right on.
follow Strange Fruit _ hip hopera on Instagram.
Yes, do that
Right
too.
on. Thank you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Guys.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
No problem.
That's cool, dude.
That was dope.
Super inspiring. We're not done.
We're not done yet.
Whoops.
Yeah, we still gotta do the rest.
Yeah, we still got to talk about Spy.
Oh,
I gotta go get a Kleenex. I was having an allergy
one of the
attack.
better interviews. We should just clip that interview and just put that up as a video too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we were gonna talk about Spy, but it was like 10 minutes is not enough time to talk about the movie.
Where were we? I forgot.
We hadn't talked about anything.
No, we were talking about Pat and Cabo, and then now
Oh,
we're
you're
going into
right.
Spy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad.
Nikki wanted to talk about Spy earlier. No, I'm kidding.
Nikki did jump the gun on Spy. So, Spy. Well, also, for everybody watching and or listening still, we would really do want to double down on that. Go and check out Strange Fruit, like people working on projects and actually doing things I think is super good. A lot of times we end up being the people talking about people working on stuff.
Yeah.
So don't just support the auxiliaryness of talking about doing things. Support the people that actually do it, because without them, there's none of this, and there's no entertainment. So this is a must. This is why you go out and support. So please check out
And
Strange
you got to
Fruit.
think about how expensive this stuff is. Like
I think she said $60K for their budget.
8-minute short, 65,000. Because there's so many elements that you're not thinking about. Like they had a priest on set. They had a
They had
like
to pay to be at the cotton field.
yeah. They had to.
Use the cotton.
That's fucked up, man. Like, it's like
Right.
I'd have been like,
Man, I understand you got. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
you
like-
can't-
Farm though.
yeah, they got thin margins. So that's all. We just want to make sure you guys are out there actually supporting and actually checking out the stuff we're talking about.
Sure.
So, Spy is a 2015 American spy action comedy film written and directed by Paul Feig, who also directed the last 2 episodes of The Office that we watched.
What?
Remember?
That no wonder those Office episodes were dope.
Which episodes?
Goodbye, Michael.
Goodbye, bro.
Oh,
Those 2 were my favorite episodes.
Yeah,
And
damn. Yeah, yep.
I'm gonna miss
Oh.
Michael Scott.
Yep, he also did Weeds and
Well, he-
Arrested
What?
Development
Love
and
Weeds.
Undeclared
He's
and
got a
Freaks and
style.
Geeks. Bored to
Yeah.
Death, which I really did like. 30 Rock, Mad Men. He's got a couple of
Yeah, he's got a certain
Paul
style
Feig,
to
you
him.
said his name?
yeah, he's got a couple of little spots. Out
I
there.
was so surprised how much I enjoyed this movie.
Bro,
Yeah,
it's-
hold on. Got to finish doing
Oh, yeah, go
the
ahead.
introduction thing. Directed by Paul Feig, it stars Melissa McCarthy, Jason Statham, Rose Byron, Jude Law, Miranda Hart, Bobby Cannavale, Peter Sefferfonwatchwitz, Sir Finn Answitz, Marina Baccarin,
She's my favorite.
Nargis Farhi, and Allison Janney.
Allison Janney.
Thought the movie was hilarious.
It was.
What was
pretty
their
funny.
budget? Their budget was
It was like
$65 million. They made $235 million
They kicked
on
it out
the
of the
back.
park.
They
So-
knocked it straight out of the park. Oh, last thing. Who's the 20th Century Fox? There it is. That's it. So
one
now it's
thing
all
I
about
learned
Disney.
during my stream last night. So they've already wrote the sequel. Wrote it in 2019.
For Spy? For Spy.
For Spy,
Yeah.
and they haven't filmed it, and they're probably not going to film it, because they don't want to. From what I'm understanding, so they don't want to like ruin how good the first movie was. But they've talked about doing the sequel. It's been actually being written in 2019, but they just haven't gotten around to actually filming it.
Does it have anything to do with Melissa McCarthy having lost weight? And it wouldn't be like.
Oh, for real? I didn't even know.
I mean,
that.
she still could be the same
lot
cat.
of
I
lady.
mean, it would
Yeah,
be
but I think the
perfect sequel.
obvious comedy they were going for is like, whoa, look at this,
But then they do a
overweight lady
sequel of her
doing-
being an actual spy now, which
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Oh, yeah,
got
then
fit
she
and
lost
this,
weight.
that, the
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
So, off the rip, what was your overall feeling about the movie?
I really enjoyed the movie. I love spy movies. I always love when they do a scene with like when they're showing off all the spy gadgets and things. That's my favorite part of every spy movie.
The question is, how do you feel about the film, and who's your favorite James Bond? So keep going.
All right. I felt it was really good. My favorite James Bond is the OG James Bond, Pierce Brosnan. He that's my dude.
OG?
He OG to me because I didn't never
I
see
feel that. He was my first.
Yeah, he was my first.
Goldeneye was my first James Bond movie, so Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah,
was my
Pierce
first.
Brosnan my.
Yeah, that's my Bond.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan. And wait, who was the one that took after him?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig is pretty good.
Yeah, he's solid.
I mean,
He's pretty.
He's
Daniel Craig's
solid.
my Bond. Mickey, how'd you feel about it? The movie?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was gonna. I honestly I thought it was gonna be kind of lame, but it was pretty hilarious. Jason Statham had like heavy Channing Tatum vibes, heavy Channing Tatum vibes, and we got to see him with hair. Yeah, it's just funny. I like
him with hair was weird, bro.
I like Melissa McCarthy's humor. Her delivery is very akin to mine. It's just very like dry and matter of factly.
Comedic timing is hilarious.
Yeah, like she's low key like saying like she's very quiet, but if you catch what she's saying, it's super funny. Like it's and the comedic moments just come out of nowhere. But they had some really good like effects in this movie too, especially with like injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, when she throws up on the guy, like I don't know,
not on him.
the slapstick in this movie is funny, and it was a lot more quality than I thought. I thought that all of the satire of the spy genre was like, it was great.
Yeah.
Did you see they do this scene on purpose where the you can see the stunt woman very clearly.
Yeah. Oh, every time I was like, damn, there's just a guy with a wig.
Yeah. It's so fucking gold.
Spidey, we know that this is one of your favorite movies, but how did you feel?
11 out of 10 for me on this movie. Like I forget what was my first. Nope, Bridesmaids is the first time I saw Melissa McCarthy, and I was like, "That's the funniest woman I've ever seen in my life."
Have you ever seen Heat with Sandra Bullock?
Yeah,
that was my top. Her and Melissa McCarthy movie.
Well,
yeah,
dude,
Bridesmaids for me.
Miss Congeniality from back in the day.
Yeah,
That's not a Miss Congeniality.
Huh?
Yeah,
No, Sandra Bullock.
No.
Sandra Bullock,
I'm sorry. Sandra Bullock was mentioned. I
okay,
thought of Sandra Bullock.
So I thought the movie was super good, super funny. Me and Marquetta had a couple of laugh out loud moments.
What was your text where you were like, this person, then this person showed up?
Yeah, listen. All right, so Verka Serduchka won fucking Eurovision, or she got like the crowd pick winner for Eurovision a while ago, and Marquetta like played that song. So the song when this person here, Verduka Serduchka.
You know, so
On stage
as
with
German,
the
they just say numbers.
Yeah, they're just saying a number. Or
I'm not even, somebody in the chat had talked, but that was banger.
So this is like one of those like absolute bangers from Eurovision, right? So Marquetta, when Marquetta was like, Eurovision, I was like, no. She showed me this like off the rip, and I was like, what am I watching? And so like as soon as that happened, I was like, okay, this is like, I was like, and Marquetta was like, oh my god, and I was like, this is the whole European freaking out, like hilarious. So that was just a huge moment, but the movie itself was super funny, laugh out loud moments. I do like the tropes of the spy genre being used in that way, and Daniel Craig for me.
I didn't expect 50 Cent to be in this movie, but I love every scene that 50 Cent was in it. And the last thing he says, you don't see Kanye doing that shit.
Marquez was like 50 Cent and Verduka Serduchka were in the same movie together. I can't believe this. And I was like, you're like freaking out over here.
I was freaking out when I saw 50. I was like, oh my God.
I love her homegirl that came in to save her too.
Yeah, she was hilarious too.
Was it Nancy, played by Miranda Hart?
Yeah, who I think is a comedian.
Who played Raina?
That is Rose Byron. She is.
She's so fine.
Damn, Marquetta was telling me she was in something that we just watched recently, and I can't remember what it was.
I love.
Oh, she's in X-Men First Class. She's Moira Taggart.
yeah.
Moira McTaggart.
I love all the scenes with her and Melissa McCarthy just like going back at each other, roasting each other.
Bro.
It was so fun. I think one of my favorite things is that when she said she came in like a swimsuit, and she was like, "You look like a slutty dolphin trainer."
The story about the clown.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Dog had me crying. Like, she gives that whole build up. You remind me of this clown. I was like,
so I think the way to break this one down is we'll talk about characters, and then we will also talk about like standout moments, like scenes in general.
Okay.
So if we're gonna do characters, you know what? Everyone, pick a character. I'll go last.
All right.
Pick a character. Talk about the actor and the character.
Jude Law. I'll pick Jude Law.
Go, Jude Law. Go now.
Who's Jude Law?
The
Bradley Fine.
The first spy who turns. Bradley Fine. Yeah, I did see the twist coming. I was like, it's probably
it's written kind of obvious. Like
yeah,
that.
it's like he's probably gonna be alive at the end. I love Jude Law. I think he's got great range. Usually he's like playing like the hunky hero role.
Yeah.
But I've seen him do comedic stuff. I've seen him do like dead serious stuff. I think he has a really good range, and he pivots through that really well. This movie, obviously, he's just kind of being like a oblivious kind of
little himbo,
like a little d-bag.
Yeah.
He played it well. I liked it. I mean, he's the Pierce Brosnan type, I guess, in this movie. But he's done some really, really fun movies. I like Jude Law as an actor a lot.
For me, it would have to be, and I was just cracking up every time this guy was talking. It was a guy who was keep on hitting on all the girls. Aldo, bro. I loved him. And it was just hilarious. Him just like fucking hitting on all the girls. And then I think one of the things he talked about, like when he was trying to have a serious moment with her and Melissa McCarthy when they were both chained up and talking about the bosoms. And his mom used to tell him about it. But all you need in life is a good woman's bosom. I was like,
I mean, that's good advice.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, looking up that actor,
bro.
Peter.
He's that dude.
Serafinowicz. His film roles include the voice of Darth Maul in Star Wars Episode 1: A Phantom Menace.
Oh shit!
There you go. He is in Shaun of the Dead. He's the
Why did he voice?
I have no idea. I don't know why that made sense when they did it. I'm sure it made sense when they did it. He's also the asshole roommate from Shaun of the Dead.
Like the actor that like played him though. It's like, we like your look, but don't talk.
Yeah, the actor that played him is the same dude that played Toad in the original Star Wars movies.
Yep.
Or not Star Wars.
X-Men. Yeah. So, all right, Pat.
Yeah, and I love his accent too.
Aldo, yeah.
His accent was like him doing the accent was just.
So what do you think at the end? Is he Aldo or is he MI5?
He's MI5.
Yeah.
I think he's Aldo. I think he was bushing at MI5 just to try to get one last, trying to hit her on one last time.
It would be a very Aldo thing to do.
It would be a very Aldo thing to do.
Super Aldo thing to do.
For me, I'm gonna go smaller role, and it was I don't even know if they actually named him in the movie, but it was Gabe from The Office.
Yeah,
And his throat burns out.
Yeah, his kid flicking her off. Fuck you.
I love how his accent like completely changes, but it's so bad. He's like,
you,
I don't
Rena.
know. I haven't seen you guys before in my life. And you're like, fuck you.
That was yeah. Okay.
And then also Melissa McCarthy, every movie she's in, her actual husband is in too.
Oh.
And so like after she got done with the moped, there's this dude who comes up and asks her for direction.
Oh yeah.
He's always my favorite. Whenever
That's the husband?
Yeah, that's her husband.
Oh shit, he's in a lot of movies too. I've seen him before.
Huh.
Bro, she's
cousins with Jenny McCarthy.
Who that?
tracks.
She's a actress as well. This lady.
Is she the one that
I
used to be
won't
married
be
to
able
Jim Carrey?
I know.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Or is that Jenna McCarthy?
No, yeah, that is her. She married Jim. Yeah, married to Jim Carrey.
She was very big on spreading the anti-vax trend.
And she is from Plainfield, Illinois. So, shout out. Not a Hoosier, but we fuck with
Close
the
by.
Midwest. For me, definitely gonna be Jason Statham. I love me some Jason Statham. I've been riding on the Jason Statham train since Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
So like anytime
was that before or after Transporter? That must have been before.
that was before.
That was before Transporter?
His first one is that movie.
Transporter is like his movie.
I think he does Snatch after that, and then I think he gets Transporter.
Okay.
I need to double check the timeline, but it's all somewhere around there. But no, when he does hilarious shit, it's super funny. I love the like incompetentness, and it's just him talking shit. They're just like, "Hey, Jason, we just need you in this movie." Just to yell. Marquette was like, "Jason Statham and Jude Law are barely in," because they're expensive, so they pop in and pop out of the movie.
And I appreciate people like Jason and Channing Tatum willing to take roles like because like usually the buff hero type dudes in Hollywood, like the whole reason why Vin Diesel and The Rock turmoil happened on Fast and the Furious is because they're both of them in their contracts individually say that they cannot lose a fight on cinema.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, like, but like, I mean, aside from like story-driven points, but like they both had to, they were just big dicking each other basically. So like, because it's not an easy thing for like a buff dude to also be funny because they're usually not. I'm sorry if that sounds stereotypical, but like. Jason Statham and Channing Tatum are hilarious, especially Channing Tatum's role in
This Is the End.
This Is the End. He's like basically just playing a gimp.
Okay, well, here's the reason why you need to know that is because he used to be a stripper.
Channing Tatum.
And Jason Statham used to dance in leopard print underwear in music videos. So, if you can have a sense of yourself and be able to do silly things, you can be able to also have a comedic sense about yourself.
He's the most like quotable person. And well, no, there's a lot of good lines, but him being like, I once had this arm blown off.
Yeah.
I attached it with this arm.
Yeah.
Like, who is this dude?
The car was not on fire. I was on fire.
I was on fire.
No, the funniest one is like, explain it to me then. And then he just trips immediately. Like his jacket gets caught on the
get
door.
caught on the door, which is one of the worst, right? Whenever that happens, it feels like you're not supposed to enter that room.
Yeah.
It feels like you failed
Yeah.
strategy check in the belt loop. Yeah.
I feel like I missed a bus that was
I'm ready
the
to
street.
end. I'm ready to end the day. I'm ready to just go to sleep and be like, no, I can't do anything for the rest of the day. That was the worst thing that could have ever happened.
The door prevented me from going on into
just
the world. So I
hard
just-
reset. I'll try again tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Jason Statham was also a professional diver. Thank you. The
He's
not
very
soon
good
a punch
in
guy.
The Meg.
The Meg, where he literally goes to the bottom of the ocean, and then they go to a sub-ocean in the Meg 2, and he walks on the floor of the
The Meg 2
sub-ocean.
is
I would
fucking
like to point
stupid.
out that if you
Yeah, the pressure.
you should turn into goo instantly.
Yeah,
you
you're
should
boned.
become a
But he's
thin
Jason
mist.
Statham.
Jason
Right.
Statham
Bro.
looked at all the pressure of all the water, the atmosphere above him, and said, "I could swim over there."
Look, I got that.
The Meg is going for Fast and the Furious level of. I think that's the point of modern action movies is to see just how far they can push you before you're like,
Yeah.
okay, fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
Like-
Dude, they've made 7 Sharknadoes. So what are you talking? Like,
Well,
They just
that's
keep
different. That
How?
no. Sharknado and Fast and the Furious can't be combined, even though they're both hokey, because like one is like purposefully trying to be a bad movie, whereas the other one, is just trying to press your buttons.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Feel that.
Yeah, we did just launch a car from one. end to
Ludacris
the-
is in space. I hope you're
yeah,
okay with that.
yeah. It's like yeah.
So what were some of your favorite like
plausible.
standout action set pieces on this joint?
Action set piece,
Yeah.
I think for me was the guy who came to I think the first time when she got in the building and she was chasing the guy into the building. I think it was her first kill too, or
Yeah.
first whatever.
right before she throws
The-
it.
yeah, because like right before she, because like I didn't know she had it in her. She was like very quick. She whooped his ass, and then he fell over, he died. She threw it up and passed out. It's just typical what a normal person would do.
The bit of her passing out was kind of
Yeah.
funny 'cause it happened
Yeah.
like twice.
Oh yeah, because I was like, if someone's throat melts out, I was like, you need to have a harder reaction to that. They're gonna think you're a spy. And she passed out. I was like, oh nope, that's the reaction.
She said,
I
"How long was that?" I
liked,
said, "Just long enough for us to laugh at you."
I like the plane sequence.
Plain sequence.
Yeah.
I kind of that's called a parabolic flight.
You want to do the vomit comet?
I kind of want to do that, but also being in a plane that's intentionally doing this, I don't know.
Have you seen the music video that does it?
Yeah,
Soul
yeah.
Plane.
Oh, I've seen so many videos.
Okay, Go. There's a music video. Okay,
Yeah.
Go, where they like time it perfectly.
Yeah.
and it's absolutely ridiculous.
I've seen videos of it. It looks like fun. I definitely want to try it, but I just you're literally in a plane that's like nose diving on purpose and then coming back up. Like
I'm okay with that. If we're doing it on purpose, it's different. Like,
yeah.
Plane scene is definitely.
Gotta check if it's made by Boeing. You know.
Oh God, plane scene's definitely a standout. The moped chase, I thought that was pretty fun too. The movie, it's got its moments. It knows what it's going for, and it doesn't let the action scenes overstay like too long. You know what I mean? So like I like the moped one. I don't know. I just think quintessentially driving a moped through the middle of European cities, like while being chased by bad guys, is like the thing to do. Like, it was super fun.
If I had to give it some criticism, about 20-30 minutes too long.
Yeah.
I think because they're trying to do like 6
Yeah.
fucking,
'Cause, like, a comedy movie shouldn't be 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
You think 90 minutes?
I think
for a
yeah,
comedy?
man,
like
there's enough
hour-
action.
hour and a
for me.
half max. Like it didn't drag on. Like it didn't feel like it was like dragging on. But like when I was like, oh shit, that was 2 hours long. I was just like, that's a bit long for a comedy joint.
Usually, we're used to maybe 2 double crosses. Maybe sometimes we get lucky, we get 3 triple crosses.
Yeah.
But here we
Nobody
got
loyal.
6.
Yeah, nobody loyal. to this.
They just kept going. Man, as soon as I
was great.
texted her, I was like, I know Jude Law ain't fucking dead.
I knew that too because it was on
He
screen.
ain't gonna die if I
Yeah.
can die. Like,
Like
come
he's on
on.
the cover, man. Come on.
My character was
Get
like,
out of here.
And I was like, come on. Boy, he coming back. I thought he's going to be fully the bad guy, though, but he's like, this is the only way I could get in so deep. And I was like, all right. well,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
realize the guy from all the Adam Sandler movies, the bad guy. He plays in all like I was surprised he put a one of the crosses, but I didn't expect.
Oh,
that one.
yeah. He's in Boardwalk Empire, that guy. Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah.
Bobby Boucher.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. Look, I thought the movie was fucking hilarious. I'm
It was
glad.
good. It's a good comedy movie. I definitely watch it again. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it was funny enough that I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to end it all.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was like, if we keep doing
No
the
more
movie
movies.
month, I was thinking we should keep doing like a spy because the last two movies were spies, and my next spy movie would probably be Tuxedo. I don't know if you ever seen Tuxedo.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
This guy.
I do Inspector.
I would
Gadget.
love if we did names out of a hat again.
Inspector
That was
Gadget.
actually a really good idea. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've got an idea. I think we should do women.
Women.
I want Sofia Vergara in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I want Reese Witherspoon.
Man,
in there.
I'm sorry. Name a Sofia Vergara movie for me, please.
For me, it's Modern Family. That's the only thing I can think of.
No. I'm thinking of a specific movie, and it is called
American
Hot
Got Talent.
Fuzz.
Hot
Hot
Fuzz.
Fuzz?
There's no way.
She's not in
She's
Hot
not.
Fuzz.
No.
No, she's
hold
not in
on,
Hot
hold
Fuzz.
on, because the
She's also
Hot
that.
Fuzz also sounds like
Yeah.
a
She's
born
also
on
Giselda
Amazon.
and on Netflix. I know
Yeah,
that.
Griselda's solid.
Yeah.
She's
Um,
also.
Fine. So I am.
Hot Pursuit.
Hot
is the
Pursuit.
movie I'm thinking of, and also Keeping Up with the Joneses would be a solid one.
Hot
Nice.
Pursuit, is that based off of Need for Speed?
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
not at all.
So yeah, here we are, guys, at the end of an era, and by an era I mean at the end of the year. We've probably been doing this for about a whole 365 days. We will be doing a tier list of all the movies we've watched on the Movie Club podcast and seeing where we rank them at. We'll do the tier list where we all have to agree, so then
Well,
that way
I
we
think
can
that can
fight
just be
and
the
argue with
entire
each other.
episode.
I mean, that'll be it. It's gonna take the entire episode.
Yeah, it is.
A lot
At
of
least
movies.
52 movies.
A lot of movies.
And yeah, we're switching up things moving forward. You know where to stay tuned
gonna
at
be
to
good
us to
stuff.
hear about what's happening. You guys know what's up.
Subscribe to the After Dork channel if you
Ghost
haven't
Dog is
yet.
number one. Yes, obviously. Sorry.
Ghost Dogs. Oh,
Ghost Dog is S tier. We're gonna have a huge fight on this.
God no.
Subscribe to Normies After Dork. Make sure you're subscribed to the Normies Instagram, After Dork Instagram, because any updates about the podcast we'll be marketing there. And whatever we decide to do, we'll make an update video for this channel if we decide to move the podcast. But yeah, subscribe to After Dork if you haven't yet.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's it.
That is the wrap.
We're gonna get out of here. Oh,
on.
I'm not coming back. Maybe for 2 weeks
Oh
or
yeah,
so.
there's gonna be a whole new thing in your life going
Yeah,
on.
there's like
dude.
a non-zero chance that I'm not a dad by this time next week. So
Yeah.
my life will be a little different. But don't worry, you'll still see me occasionally. I'll be around. I mean, this is my only job. It'd be weird if I just disappeared. All right, I'm gonna go hit the bye button, and then you guys can all say bye. Oh, gotta go. Here I go. Stay up,
It's been a
laptop.
great. Today was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I like this episode a lot, even though I
Um,
was very ADHD today.
I'm randomly thinking about moving down under the security guard.
Talking Normies podcast.